The purpose of life. A long time ago, there was an emperor who told his horsemen that if he could ride on his horse and cover as much land area as he likes, then the emperor would give him the area of land he has covered. Sure enough, the horseman quickly jumped onto his horse and rode as fast as possible to cover as much land area as he could. He kept on riding and riding, whipping the horse to get as fast as possible. When he was hungry or tired, he did not stop because he wanted to cover as much area as possible. Came to a point when he had covered a substantial area and he was exhausted and was dying. Then he asked himself, why did I push myself so hard to cover so much land area? Now I am dying and I only need a very small area to bury myself. The above story is similar with the journey of our life. We push very hard every day to make more money, to gain power and recognition. We neglect our health, time with our family, and to appreciate the surrounding beauty and the hobbies we love. One day, when we look back, we realize that we don't really need that much. But then we cannot turn back time for what we have missed. Life is not about making money, acquiring power or recognition. Life is definitely not about work. Work is only necessary to keep us living so as to enjoy the beauty and pleasures of life. Life is a balance of work and play, family and personal time. You have to decide how you want to balance your life. Define your priorities, realize what you are able to compromise, but always let some of your decisions be based on your instincts. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim of human existence. But happiness has a lot of meaning. Which kind of definition would you choose? Which kind of happiness would satisfy your high flyer soul? The second story in this video is Drums in Space. Brenda Bongos was a happy artistic girl, a girl with one big ambition, to play the drums in a band. But one big obstacle lay in her way. To be good enough to play in a band, Brenda had to practice a lot, but she lived next door to a lot of old people, many of them sick, in a care home. She knew that the sound of beating drums and crashing cymbals would really get on their nerves. Brenda was a very good, respectful girl. She always tried to find a way of practicing her drums without bothering other people. So she had tried playing in the strangest places: a basement, a kitchen, an attic, and even in a shower. But it was no good. There was always someone it would annoy. However, determined to practice as much as she could, Brenda spent most of her time playing on books and boxes and looking for new places to practice. One day, while watching a science documentary on TV, she heard that sound cannot travel in space because there's no air. At that moment, Brenda Bongos decided to become a sort of musical astronaut. With the help of a lot of time, a lot of books, and a lot of work, Brenda built a space bubble. This was a big glass ball connected to a machine which sucked out all the air inside. All that would be left inside was a drum kit and a chair. Brenda got into the space suit she had made, entered the bubble, turned on the machine, and she played those drums like a wild child. It wasn't long before Brenda Bungos, the musical astronaut, had become very famous. So many people came to see her play in her space bubble that she had to mount a pair of speakers so that everyone could listen to her play. Shortly afterwards, she came out of the bubble and started giving concerts. Her fame spread so much that the government proposed that she form part of a unique space journey. Finally, Brenda was a real musical astronaut and had gone far beyond her first ambition of playing drums in a band. Years later, when they asked her how she had achieved all this, she thought for a moment and said, "If these old people next door hadn't mattered so much to me, I wouldn't have gone to such lengths to find a solution, and none of this would have ever happened."